Hello, people of the internet. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. A happy Saturday to you all. Hopefully, you are all having a good weekend. Of course, as it is Saturday here on the channel, that means one thing and one thing only. Welcome to OST Saturdays, our weekly roundup where we kind of marathon through a handful of OSTs that have dropped within the past week. Because, well, OSTs deserve some love as well. If you're new around here, we do these every single week. There's well, 30, at least 30 episodes of it out now because we're on episode 30. We're on week 30. It's a very exciting time indeed. And we've got a very solid list of artists to check out today. We've got a little bit of Mr. Doyoung from NCT. We got a little bit of Miss Yeoreum of WJSN. Got a little bit of a super band block with some the VANE and Mr. Kevin O. Got a little bit of Sunwoojunga once again. And then finishing off with a little bit of 17, specifically Joshua and Hoshi from 17 for the second week in a row, which will be very exciting. But if you're new around here and you've never been to one of these before, just kind of go through these. And, well, if you want to jump ahead to a certain song of your choice, the timeline below, barring it survived, today's recording session survived YouTube Content ID, the timeline below is going to be chapter based off of whatever song we're listening to. So if you want to skip ahead to a certain song of your choice, you are more than free to do so. But if you're in it for the long haul like me, welcome aboard. Let's get started. I think that might have been one of the cleanest OST Saturday intros I've ever done. It only took 30 weeks, right? Anyways, song number 1, Mr. Doyoung of NCT. I missed his voice. Of course, got to really know him through the DJJ promotions. Watched his Yeoreum service when that dropped, really liked his voice, and quickly realized he was one of those voices in the NCT songs that I always kind of like, my ears perked up on. And now, knowing that, I got a little bit of Doyoung magic on an OST, so this is going to be fun. This is the song Here With Me for the drama See You in My 19th Life, which has made many appearances on these OST Saturday marathons that we've done in the past. And with good reason, because the OST list has been tremendous. The artist list has been great, and the songs that have come out of it have been great as well. So, Mr. Doyoung, what do you have for us today? Let's go. A little bit of dramaticism today. It's like it's a little bit dark right now already. I can feel you by my side. 언젠가부터였을까. 결국 닿을 것만 같았던 day by day. 익숙한 바람을 that swelling vocal cord in the back was tasty. Got a little bit of cello going in the second verse. And get the shoulder strings to fly a little bit this time. Oh, we're getting all the instruments today. 익숙한 바람을 따라 널 Oh, and we get a bona fide outro as well. Oh, I love that. I love that it kind of like went a little bit of like a chromatic descent at the end. That was really cool, really dramatic. It's one of those songs where for me it kind of feels like the song that would play in the background when something has gone down, something bad has gone down, and the main character in the drama is like in an emotional kind of spiral running into a situation or running away from a situation. It's got that kind of feeling to it. It's really cool. And I think the interesting thing about Doyoung singing this is that he's got a very unique vocal color. And to me, his voice doesn't scream like super uber dramatic music. But he pulls it off really well. And I think partially it's down to that instrumental section that really drives home the dramaticism, like the really punchy downbeats, lots of wide range of instrumentals from the soaring high shoulder strings to like the standard range shoulder strings to the cello to the rumbling bass to the acoustic guitar to the electric guitar to the synths. It all just kind of comes together in a way where it just invokes a lot of dramatic feelings listening to it, and I think that's really cool. Because for me, the instrumental part alone makes the song sound really dramatic. Having Doyoung's voice on top of it doesn't really sway it one way or the other. Like, it doesn't make it more dramatic, it doesn't make it less dramatic for me. What it does is it adds an extra layer to it. It's like Doyoung's voice is a solo, like, violinist within the song in a way, and I kind of like that. It's a very charming vocal choice for a song of this nature. So good stuff. All right, it should be Miss Yeoreum of Sunwoojunga, who of course is in Kingdom Puzzle at the moment. Did not know we were gonna get a little OST from her, which is very exciting indeed, because I love the Doyoungs. I love anything that they do, and I'm very excited to check this one out. So this is Gamble for Luv, spelled L-U-V. Shout out A-Pink one time. For the drama Jun and Jun. Haven't heard of this before. Had to go and kind of look up what the show was, but OST part 2, which means there's already a part 1 that's been out. So, Miss Yeoreum, what do you got for us?
왔나 기지개 펴고 눈을 뜨면 가장 먼저 굿모닝 하며 내겐 짧은 인사를 건넨 후 내 하루는 온통 네 생각으로 가득해지는 중 자꾸 얼굴은 빨개지고
Okay, this song, it's like, if I think I know which direction this song is gonna go, it goes a completely different direction. I'm pleasantly surprised by this. Because you can kind of feel that it's inherently Yeoreum singing this. But she doesn't get many opportunities to sing solo stuff like this. It's so quirky. It's also in a very weird key, which I kind of like. It's very outside of the norm when it comes to like a pop song. Dramatic bass line. Get your moment, Yeoreum. Okay, I'm kind of shocked by this. It's kind of funny because for me, this song is kind of like Yeoreum in music form. It's a little bit quirky. It's a very wide range of kind of vocal styles. You get your high notes, you get the snarky middle tone, you got your low tones. It's got a really nice energy to it. And it's just very inherently Yeoreum for me. And I love that about it. It's like there's a little bit of playfulness in a way, and then there's some seriousness here and there, and all in all, it's just kind of a bubbly little song for, well, I don't want to call her little, but for a bubbly little person. Oh, and it's cool that she got a little vocal solo opportunity. Like, seeing her on Queendom Puzzle has been really cool because it was, if you kind of watch through Queendom 2, like, she had her little solo moment and she was kind of nervous about, this being the first time that she's done like a big solo thing in a group context, and kind of look back on it, apart from, say, people like, Tawon and Yeonjun. I mean, I guess a little bit of Sola and Bona as well, but in terms of like vocal projects, the WJSN members don't have a whole lot of like solo stuff out. At least for the number of members that the group has, they don't have a lot of solo like individual projects. So it's really cool that we get to hear a little bit of Yeoreum, because she's always been kind of like a stage performer first rather than like a vocalist, I think, in the eyes of a lot of people. So seeing that she's kind of able to showcase a little bit of her vocal stuff, especially, Queendom Puzzle is a thing now, and also, little solo OST from her. Love that for her. Hell yeah. Alright. Okay. Welcome to the Superband block. We're supposed to have our Superband stream today, but I had a house viewing get pushed way back in the afternoon. That didn't happen, but this is the VANE, with Mr. Chae Bo-hoon, vocalist of Purple Rain and contestant on Superband. Has done an OST for... Hold that thought. Longing for You. I definitely didn't forget to figure out what the name of the drama was that this song is from. I'm professional, I swear. But anyways, Mr. Chae Bo-hoon, his voice is gorgeous. If you love the kind of Gukkasten kind of vibes, the really kind of rich, thick rocker type of vocal vibe, you'll love Bo-hoon's voice. So, the song Hide from the VANE. Here we go.
Everything be alright for now. 모두 숨죽여 가리움
Oh, stack the vocals.
You witness this mess. Break it all down till we get to the end. 미로 속을 혼자 더듬어야 되니까. Break it all down.
Oh, he's using his thick voice in this one instead of the gritty one. I love how quiet it gets with this little guitar interlude too.
Why hesitate to do so for a while? 결국 흩어져가 어디론가. Looking it up, 날이 선 그 눈에 맺히는. Looking it up, then you won't find. Break it all down till we get to the end. 미로 속을 혼자 더듬어야 되니까. I break you all down. No one can hold me back.
I was about to say, is there a string section in the background? It feels like it. It sounds like there's a very subtle string section. I kind of want more if there is one.
말없이 쫓는 나. Break it all down till we get to the end. 미로 속을 혼자 더듬어야 되니까.
I don't know if this has been the case for the entire song, but the 808 in the song, or the bass on the song, is like pulsing, and I think that's really cool. Dramatic. We're going dramatic this week. I'm not mad at it though. I'm not mad at it one bit. Oh, Bowen's voice is great. Bowen's voice is genuinely great. I love it. Loved it throughout the show. Love it in all the, post-show stuff that we've been watching on stream and things like that. And this is kind of exactly what I expect from like a drama OST that Bowen will sing. It's dramatic, it's got the long, drawn-out notes. It's got the dramatic guitar in it. It's just very quintessentially Bowen, and I'm not mad at it at all. I think, for me personally, like, being kind of selfish, I almost want it to be more dramatic, because, kind of, if you watch Superband, and you know of Bohun's like frontman performances during the semifinal and the finale rounds, you know the amount of dramaticism he's able to put. I almost want that level of dramaticism on a drama OST, just see what it's like. Like, Never Enough, Dream On, those two performances are kind of brilliant. It's just the power they pack is tremendous. And this is Bowen holding back on his voice. 100%. Because, well, we've heard him sing live and just, oh my goodness, it just becomes the filthiest vocal top line once Bowen kind of throws it into overdrive. And I think the pacing of the song wouldn't have been appropriate if he would have tried to go, into that overdrive gear. I think the song's a little bit too slow for that. But one day, I would love to get the VANE OST piece with the dramaticism of those Purple Rain performances. One day. But that was cool. And then we keep going with the Superman block. Mr. Kevin O was one of the contestants and vocalist slash guitarist of the finalist group Aftermoon. Very nice, smooth voice. Really fits the light rock coming of age type song, light rock music. I saw he posted about this. Was it Instagram or something? But Netflix drama DP is making a second season, conveniently titled DP2, and Kevin No has returned for the OST once again. I believe he did a song in season 1. Now he's back for season 2 with the song Day by Day. So, this looks possibly pretty dramatic in terms of the drama setting. There's a little bit of Kevin O vocal on top of it. Very intriguing. So, let's send it. Very loud guitar part.
You hold the moon and stars in place above me. You told me in the quiet, don't be
It's extremely loud. I wonder why it's mixed this way.
the moments I'd forgotten, all the wonders of your grace. With words it's hard to say.
It's a very Kevin O performance so far. The audio engineering is really interesting because it sounds like
You call me in the mornings to your garden.
it's a very raw recording. Like, it's mic'd acoustic guitar, mic'd vocal, that's it.
These years have gone, one thing I know is I still believe in you, I do. Day by day, every hour, you're filling in the spaces in between. Oh, day by day, by the power of the cross, in you I can do anything.
I have a comment about this, but I'll hold it off until the end.
I've waited for the day to hear you love me, to paint with all the colors of my soul. And my body's gray and old, but my soul belongs to you. So to you I'll go.
Slow it down one time.
Day by day, every hour,
Free meter.
I'm finally at home, oh I believe. Day
Oh, I
by
love that.
day, by the power of the cross, in death I'll be set free. Oh, in death I'll be set free. Yeah, in death I'll be set free.
And a double hit to finish off. Okay. This was not what I was expecting from an OST song at all. Especially one from, you know, like a big production company like Netflix. This is a very bold OST choice because it's so raw. And let me explain kind of what I mean by that is typically when you get a song like this, you know, it's vocalist, acoustic guitar, ballad, soft song. Typically, you get a little bit of engineering here and there. You know, maybe set the soundscape, assign a little bit of reverb, maybe filter a little bit of the guitar. You know, take away the edge of it a little bit, brighten up the vocals, something like that. Just very minute little details in the editing. Didn't sound like there was any of it. It sounded like they took a vocal track and a guitar track and just went, and that's it. And I think that's really interesting. Because of it, it really makes the listener experience what the true feeling of the song is like, exactly how the performer intended it to be heard. And a produced song will do that exact same thing, you know. It'll be produced to a level where the song is exactly how the artist wants it to be perceived, right? Because they can, you know, edit in little details here and there, edit out the little blemishes maybe that weren't 100% right. Maybe if it was like, you know, 99%, they can take it that extra 1%. With this, it's just the vocalist and the guitar, and that's it. There's nowhere to hide. And for me, I've always said, especially when it comes to emotional songs and like ballads and things like that, if it's just the vocalist and one singular instrument, especially if said vocalist is playing that instrument while they're singing, that is the most pure way to push an emotional feeling through a song, because it's literally just the artist involved with the song. There's no one behind the scenes kind of like enhancing it. It's straight and true and raw. And typically you don't get songs like this in an OST. Because, you know, they're supposed to be like setting the tone for what's happening on screen on your television screens, right? I'm really curious to know how this song was incorporated in the drama. Because the way it's been recorded is like recorded in a way where this is kind of like the main thing that's happening. And for a drama OST, that's usually not how it works. A drama OST, usually the visuals take priority in terms of what's happening on screen, not the music. But this song doesn't listen like that. This song listens like the song is priority one over the visuals. So I might have to look into this, even though I don't have a Netflix. I may have to find a way to look into this, because I'm curious to see how they've done this. Okay, I gotta fix the volume, because that was also extremely loud. But we continue. Sunwoojunga. I think I had them on one previous OST Saturday in the past. I can't remember. I think it's one or two. But song called The Breath. Well, that's what the Spotify English title is. But for the drama Revenant, which looks kind of terrifying, if I'll be honest. Well, I mean, it's not like we have to worry about gory visuals or anything like that, because I've been trying to avoid drama MVs because they take scenes directly from the show and that gets copyrighted all the time. So we're just doing a song. All I know is that Miss Kim Tae-ri is in this show. I know for her from 521, what a great show that was. But that's about it. That's all I know about the show. So, I don't really know what the premise of the show is going to be, if it's going to be dramatic or not, like what it kind of seems like it is. But I'm ready for some music, so here we go. Oh, that little staggered whisper entry there. Oh, they're really riding on the spooky kind of almost supernatural vibe. I love it. There it is again.
났었어 너의 손 Darling open the door I'm gonna fall into you
Oh my goodness, take it down the second time.
있는 거야 take me into you
Oh, one more measure. Two measures.
널 찾아
Oh my goodness.
널 찾아 널 찾아
Oh, and this gentle talking is so close to my ears.
아주 오래전부터 탐이 났었어 너의 손 기다려줘 너의 봄이 이제 눈앞에 문 열어 Darling open the door I'm gonna fall into
It's genuinely creepy, and I think that's so cool. Oh, we take it twice. You don't take it down all the way the second time around. I thought that was the end of the song. We're still going.
이 눈물이 멈추기를 기다렸어 어둠에서 꺼내지기를 너의 손에
Big slowdown. Okay. Oh, we know what's up next, but whoa! Okay, that was genuinely like coming on after Kevin O's Day by Day. That had a whole bunch of engineering behind it. It's like the little whisper, like up close, little vocal parts sounded so close to my ears. And then, like in those specific lines, you don't get a whole lot of reverb on it. But when the sound is a lot further away from you in the soundscape, it just rings for days. And it sounds, in like TV and movies, if you hear someone talking to like the main character, the protagonist, and they're in like a dream sequence or in like an alternate plane of existence, the voices will kind of come in like layered in like 3, 4 different ways. So it'll sound like, yeah, like that. The vocal part for the breath sounds like that when it's farther away from your ears, and I think that's so cool. But my goodness, is that the most terrifying OST that we've checked out this year so far? It genuinely feels like it. Like everything about it just screams supernatural horror to me. And I mean, again, I don't really know that much about the show, but based off of the little like tidbit I read up online about it, that is a very appropriate composition for the show that it's written for. My goodness. All it's missing is like a music box motif and like the bridge somewhere, and then it's just pure horror. Like without it, it's very much like a Nightmare Land supernatural type of vibe. You throw in one singular music box in there, and it's immediately the next horror film. That's very cool. My goodness. Ooh, ooh. Genuine, that song is gonna have me looking behind my back now. My goodness. Oh, okay. Let's end on a happy note, shall we? Joshua and Hoshi, part of the Bro and Marble cast. Kind of variety show where they're playing a real life version of a Korean board game very similar to Monopoly. Joshua and Hoshi, of course, being cast members on the show along with variety show and musical legends. We checked out the part 1 OST for this last week, and it was a brilliant time. Now we're in part 2 of the OST with the song Shingiru, specifically with the two members from 17. So, hopefully this is a little bit of a happy one, because it's been a pretty dark and dramatic OST Saturday this week, so let's end on a high. Here we go. Okay, so they're really riding in the Middle Eastern musical influences. Oh yeah, they're really pushing that harmonic minor scale and just really pushing that kind of Middle Eastern vibe. Instrumentation choices, the key that the song is written in.
저기 spotted 발을 움직여 한시라도 바삐 해가 잠에 든 뒤 나타나 잡히라고 너는 뻔뻔 고개 드는 나약한 맘은 더 늦기 전에 확실히 뻔뻔 외로 잡힌 모래 뻥뻥 들어 뻥뻥뻥뻥뻥뻥 준비해 다음 게임 또 다른 목적에 지서 있는 손을 떠났네 승리로가 보인다 저 멀리
I do like that in the instrumentation we're covering very different ranges. We got the higher ones, the lower ones, the wind-blown ones, the plucked ones. And then give it a little bit more extra power in the final chorus. Song that's very much reliant on the key that it's written in and the melody. The melody? The instrumental. Jesus Christ. Three things. Key, the melody, the instrumental. They all have to play hand in hand with each other. The harmonic minor scale, there's a regional name for it. But in music theory, in like Western music theory, I think it's just called harmonic minor. It's the key that most traditional music is written in like the region of the world, Arabian Peninsula, Middle Eastern, like that kind of region. All kind of shares roughly the same musical scale. And if like kind of thinking back to other artists that have done music with heavy influences from this regional world makes me think of Karma by Black Swan, because that was heavily based off of the local Indian music and like the traditional music scene there. And that's very much, again, the same way of pulling like musical kind of key musical elements from that region of the world and making it into a modern pop song that's palatable for the modern music market, because traditional music isn't the most palatable thing for the general public. I do wonder what the creative process behind this song was, because this is, gosh, I forget where the show is being filmed. Is it Dubai? Dubai? I think it's Dubai, right? But we're talking a different region of the world, right? And I am not familiar with the specific like musical instruments from this region of the world. I never really like properly ever studied Middle Eastern music. I just kind of know the rough theory behind it. I do wonder how much of this was actual traditional instrumentation, how much of it was just like synthesizer samples, how much of this composition was like done kind of in the traditional style, and how much of it was just influenced by it. Because, you know, in this day and age, sampling is very much a thing that's been around for hundreds of years now. But sampling music kind of at a global scale, and especially using cultures not of their own, becomes a very touchy subject sometimes. And I don't know where the public stands on this one. I will give them this though. It's creative. It's a corner of the world where not many people, especially in the Korean music scene, will touch. And as someone who loves traditional instrumentation, I love it when groups and artists incorporate traditional instruments from anywhere in the world. It's like we get, you know, East Asian traditional instruments a pretty good amount throughout the year. And then, of course, you get like classical samples. Either it's European or American. You get Western classical inspirations and samples through like, well, what Red Velvet's done Gershwin and Bach in past comebacks and things like that. But the Middle Eastern and African continents don't get a lot of musical samples, and I'm always surprised to hear it pop up. And considering the show is being shot in Dubai and in the Arabian Peninsula and region, it makes sense why they would do it. I wonder what the creative process was behind this, though. Not mad at the song, though. I'm glad we finished on a little bit of a brighter note, because this was, apart from Yeoreum's Gamble for Love and Shingiru by the 17 guys, this was a really dark OST Saturday. And even though we've done this for 30 weeks now, I think overall this is the darkest OST Saturday we've done. Which is kind of surprising, because there's been some dark dramas that have dropped this year. But I'm not mad at it. Even though the songs were dramatic, I'm not mad at a little bit of dramaticism here and there, you know? It's kind of what OSTs do best, is give you a glimpse of music that you would not get in the mainstream pop scene. Because dramatic music like, well, Sunwoojunga's The Breath or the VANE's Hide is not, you know, standard procedure in the K-pop world. And you only get it in OSTs and things like that. And that's one of the reasons why I love doing OST Saturdays every week, is because we get music that you just would not hear if you just like kept your eyes and ears open on just specifically the K-pop release scene. So, mission success. We made it to the end. But that is it from me today. A little bit of more rambling than I initially anticipated, but apologies. I was about to say it in advance, but it's at the end, so that makes no sense. But besides the point, that is it for me today. Thank you all for watching along with me. Hopefully you enjoyed it as much as I did. One last request from me today. Let us work together as a community to bring a little bit of extra happiness back into the world. Whether it be, you know, checking with your friends and family, holding the door open for somebody, even picking up a piece of trash off the street. Just one small act of kindness that may brighten up someone else's day to day. Know that wherever you are in the world, should you ever be going through a tough time in your life, for whatever reason it may be, Even though I'm just some guy on the internet who waffles about music in his free time, know that I will always be a friend, ally, and a shoulder to lean on whenever you need me. So take care of yourselves, take care of each other, spread the love, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.